What are some good keywords that go with personal branding? Because if you had asked that question 10 or 15 years ago, the answer would have been all about keywords. Today, the answer is very different. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes I see experts make is focusing on the wrong keywords entirely. So before we dive in, I want to clarify that my expertise is specifically in helping experts and thought leaders become the go-to authority in their industry. If your goal is to become a social media influencer or celebrity or internet personality, there are other people that can help you better than I. But if your goal is to become known for your expertise, generate leads, own your category online, then you're in the right place. Let's dive right in. So you're probably here because you think that keywords are the key, and I'm going to give you a replacement for that because keywords kind of died back in 2015. They died for Google SEO and they died for YouTube SEO. The replacement that I'm going to give you is, instead of finding keywords, I want you to find the questions that your dream clients are asking online, right? The people that you would wish would find you, right? These people have no idea that you exist, but they're going online and they're typing things into YouTube search, to Google search, they're typing things into ChatGPT and giving a lot of details. You can find out what they're typing in. So in the past, you would take content, you'd create content, whether that's a YouTube video or whether that's a page on your website, and then you would do SEO to it. You'd optimize that content, right? And you'd put in the keywords and the metadata, the tags, right? And then you would link things to it, like you'd have other websites link to it, or blog comments, or article marketing, or link wheels that would send authority to those things. That doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for over a decade. And that's great because that was a lot of work and it was all just to create that authority. So there is still work that you need to do now, but the work actually has to be done before you create the content. The work is the digging to find these questions. You've got to do the research, because as you start digging, it's not just a matter of, okay, I've got a dream client. What questions are they asking? You're going to look within your industry and find tens of thousands of questions. And you've got to sort through it and say, okay, who are these people? Well, who are these people? Who are these people? And you'll start to find the questions that are more in aligned with your industry, and then within your industry that are more in alignment with your specific skill set, with the specific category of industry that you're in. And as you keep digging through those, you're going to find the questions that some are being asked by your dream clients and some that are people that don't really match the type of people that you work with. So that's the effort. You just got to keep digging and digging to find the perfect questions, the questions that your dream clients are asking online. Another part that makes that hard is because we use jargon. We have terms, we have models that we've created, we use acronyms, and we often focus on the process that will help them get the result. And so we think, oh, people must be searching for that process, or whatever the root cause of their problem is that they might see, but we think that they might be typing that in, but they're not. What they type in when they search online is they type in the challenge that they're facing, or the goal that they have, or the solution that they want. And they're not going to use our jargon, they're not going to use the acronym, so we need to find out what words they're using. So that's the work, that's the effort. But once you've done that, it becomes so easy. It becomes so clear, because all you have to do is then make videos or articles that answer their questions and then put that content in a place where it can be found. Okay, so now we need to tie this into personal branding. There are 3 areas of personal branding, and all 3 parts are critical. There's your thought leader image, there's your thought leader messaging, and there's your thought leader positioning, where you're found, where you're positioned. Now, there's a ton of great content on YouTube right here about your image. There's a lot of great expertise that can help you with your headshots, with your logo design, with your style guides, and with your website layout and design. Now, that's not my area of expertise. I hire other people for that part. So thought leader image is critical, and you need to find somebody who can help you with that. Now, messaging is also critical. This is talking about getting clarity on exactly who you help and the problem that you solve. Now, what we talked about earlier when we're talking about going really deep and doing the digging to find the questions, that is so much better. That's so much more valuable to you for your messaging, then what typically people think of is, well, I need to think of my avatar, and I need to define what car they drive and what age they are and what color their hair is and where they shop. Like those things, they sound good. They sound like they make sense. These demographics, the psychographics even, the more you know is good, but it can only take you so far. How do you get full confidence in that? You can think about two of your past clients and they're kind of different. So one was 35, one was 42. What's the best age? And one drives a Mercedes, the other drives a Toyota. So do I say the Mercedes because it's more expensive? So when you dig deeper and deeper and you find the questions that people are asking online, you have much more clarity on which group of questions you want to own, because you can actually own it and make sure that everyone asking these types of questions finds you as the expert. So tying all this together, when you can do that type of deep research, when we're talking about the messaging part of your personal branding, you have a lot of clarity on exactly who you help and the problem that you solve or the solution that you provide. When you think about your messaging, you're going to be tempted to think about what makes you unique. I fell into this trap for many years. So I teach a leaf strategy. That's what I call it. I use my tree analogy and I teach the leaf strategy. But people are not going online asking, how do I implement the leaf strategy? What is the leaf strategy? Because it's something that I made up. People that don't know me don't know what the leaf strategy is. But what questions are they typing in? Well, they're typing in, how do I improve my personal brand? How do I create a personal brand? Or how do I become a thought leader? How do I have my dream clients find me? Right? So that's the type of digging that you really want to find, and you want to have clarity on your messaging so that when they find you, they know that you're a match, right? So your website isn't going to say, just in my example, I help people with the leaf strategy. It's I help these people accomplish this goal. This is the transformation that I create for this type of person. Now, in talking about the difference of keywords that we used to do in the past to these questions, the end thing that we focus on with every piece of content is a question. The keyword might represent the category of questions, okay? Now, you can actually own that category. What does that look like? Well, anytime somebody goes to ChatGPT and they're typing in questions, trying to figure out something in that category, ChatGPT is recommending you every time. And then when they leave and they do a Google search, Google is showing you, it's putting you in front of them. Or what if they're on YouTube and they're searching for a video with help on that category? Your videos are ranking at the top. That's what I mean by owning your category. That is super valuable. That means that if you pinpoint exactly who your dream clients are, and through your digging, you find out all the questions that they're asking, and now you can own it and generate referral quality leads consistently. So more than just telling you about this, I want to show it to you. Okay, so take a look at the screen. I know we're looking at a spreadsheet, but if you can understand what I'm showing you, some light bulbs are going to turn on, okay? So this is for my client, Reagan Archibald. We started working together just 1 year ago. He's a men's health and peptides expert. And one of the branches that he decided he wants to own is called tesamorelin. Now, tesamorelin, I guess, is a peptide. And these are all the specific questions that people are asking. As you go down further and further, you see the questions have less and less words. So we want to start with more words because that means more specific. And we started at the top. You can see that in May and June, we launched a handful of episodes in this category. And each of these columns represents his ranking on YouTube by different dates. So we can see as we got into June and July, we start to see some yeses. In April, a year ago, he had no yeses. That means that when you search for those questions on YouTube or Google or ChatGPT, he did not show up. He did not have any content that was being found. But as we got into June and July, you see that we have some yeses. A yes means he ranks in the top 3. I call that the top. Or starting means you have to scroll down a bit, but you're found within the top 20. So we started to get some traction. And you see by August, September, and October, he launched a lot more episodes in this category. So you see as we get into September, October, November, December, he eventually became the owner of this branch. And he has 100% ownership of this branch to this day on YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT. YouTube is the easiest for me to show you, so let me show you. So if you go to YouTube and you type in this question, right below the shorts, we see Reagan right there. So he's ranking at the top. With this question, there's Reagan, ranking right at the top. With this question, there's Reagan. With this question, there's Reagan. With this question, he's at the top again. He's position 1 and 3. With this question, there's Reagan again. This question, there he is. This question, he's at the top. All right, so I could keep going and just show you hundreds and hundreds of places where he is ranking. So the spreadsheet I showed you was just for one peptide, but he actually owns several different branches that he chose that he wanted to own. So the goal for you is to figure out which categories you want to own, and strategically, tactically, step by step, you can own those categories too. So essentially, the good keywords that you want to find for your personal branding is deciding which is the most valuable branch to own. Now, in the next episode, What is Thought Leadership? I go deep into how to find these branches, how to map out the plan to rank above your competitors, and to turn branch ownership into lead generation. So go watch that episode next. I'll see you there.